On October 7th, Palestine launched 5,000 rockets on Israel.
Since 6:30 a.m., Israel is officially in a state of war.
Citizens were advised to take shelter from bombings. Their Iron Dome stopped many of them, yet at least 250 people were killed and 1,500 plus were wounded. This surprise attack is called the Al-Aqsa Storm and is considered the biggest in the Israeli-Palestine conflict. But what's the truth behind these attacks, and how can it affect us? Let's sort it out.
אזרחי ישראל היקרים, כוחות חמאס פלשו הבוקר לשטח ישראל בבוקרו של יום חג, שבת, ורצחו אזרחים תמימים, ילדים וקשישים. החמאס פתח במלחמה אכזרית ומרושעת.
This is Mohammed Deif, the leader of the military organization Hamas. He asked all the Palestinians to stand against Israel, stating enough is enough. India, France, Germany, Italy, United States, and many other countries have condemned these attacks and supported Israel's right to defend itself, and some have designated them as a terrorist organization. Today, Israel and Palestine look like this. In this map, you can see Israel slowly capturing Palestine. But is a map justified to kill innocent people? This is the Gaza Strip, which shares its borders with Israel and Egypt. The area has been controlled by Hamas since 2006. Hamas means Islamic Resistance Movement. It started in 1987, and its objective is to save Palestine from Israeli occupation. And not only this Palestine part, but the whole of Israel. To be clear, Hamas wants to remove Israel completely from the map. In Arabic, this word means bravery, and in Hebrew, it means violence. Let's have a look at all their attacks for the past 30 years. For the general public, there is data available on at least 87 attacks. In total, more than 1,000 people have been injured or killed due to the attacks by Hamas. Just think about it. All the people from this country live under the threat of terror. Hence, Israel has made its Iron Dome defense system. But what is this Iron Dome? In 2011, Israeli Aerospace Industries created one of the best air defense systems named the Iron Dome. It can intercept short-range missiles mid-air before they do any harm on the ground. There are three main components of the system: the radar system, command system, and the missile launcher. Whenever rockets are launched from the Gaza Strip, this system detects them and maps their trajectory. Then counter missiles are sent, and these missiles coming from Gaza are stopped mid-air. In 2012, during the war, this Iron Dome system intercepted 85% of rockets. This system is Israel's biggest defense against Hamas. Still, they chose to launch 5,000 rockets, and this wasn't some ordinary terror attack. This was a declaration of war. In addition to the rocket strikes, Hamas launched a multi-pronged attack from the ground, sea, and air. The boundary wall on the Israel-Gaza border got broken down by a bulldozer. Many Palestinians were seen entering Israeli territory. Some on motorcycles, some using motor-powered hang gliders to enter Israel through the air. Apart from this, Hamas also attacked Israel from sea using speedboats. Many events took place within a day. A military base on the Israel-Gaza border was also attacked. An Israeli tank was captured. Many Israeli soldiers were captured and held hostage by the Hamas group. The Israeli villagers and cities on the border were infiltrated by Hamas soldiers. This is Jerusalem, one of the holiest places in the world in Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. Hamas claims that Israeli armed forces engage in violence around the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Israel conducted numerous raids in the West Bank this year, resulting in over 200 deaths. Understanding the identities of these 200 individuals is crucial. Israel contends they were militants and associates of militants. When Israel enters the West Bank to counter militants, clashes often involve stone throwing. Israel claims lives are lost in self-defense, while Palestinians argue against Israel's involvement in the West Bank. The situation is complex, with conflicting accounts of who initiates the violence. This information is publicly available, but you should do your own research. Nevertheless, some questions start to rise. You see, Gaza Strip is surrounded from all sides. They can't get help from Israel, so who is helping them? After all, where do they have these 5,000 rockets from? The truth is that America keeps providing for the Palestinian people, but maybe this aid money is not reaching the right people. It is most definitely used to buy weapons. Instead of reducing the conflict in this area, the conflict is increasing. Israel launched its own attack in response, which is named Operation Iron Swords. Israeli Defense Forces, also known as IDF in short, have deployed their Navy, Air Force, and ground forces. Along with that, they launched drone strikes in Gaza. Israel's energy minister signed an order to cut the electricity support to Gaza. To a large extent, electricity was supplied through Israel to Gaza. The Israeli prime minister said, "Citizens of Israel, we are at war." The defense minister stated that Hamas has made a huge mistake and Israel will win this war. It's important to understand this. War is terror. Unfortunately, missile attacks have become quite common in Israel. Whenever missile attacks happen, sirens start ringing, and then people have to leave all the work and get into bunkers. After hearing about such things, we understand how lucky we are that we are away from the war. Hamas's actions here are nothing but terrorism. Many disturbing videos have come up where they have treated women and civilians in a way that cannot even be described in this video. It's very shameful that some people see them as freedom fighters. It is true that there have been injustices against the common people of Palestine, but killing the common people in Israel can never be justified. Think about what the ordinary Israeli and Palestinian families are going through, and to live in fear that a rocket might hit your building at any moment. Israel is also trying to show that they are carrying out their counter-offensive responsibly. Recently, there was an airstrike on a 14-story building in Palestine. But before the airstrike, Israel had issued a 10-minute warning so that the people living in the building should evacuate before it could hit. Also, no matter what happens on this channel, we will never support any terror and will always condemn violence. Being informed about the world is important, but forming an opinion by yourself is a must. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, down in the comments, don't forget to write which country you think we should make the next video on. See you later.